Come on, do something nasty. Do something nasty for me.
Back.
I'm only doing it one time. We are live, guys. I'm J1 Third of the Cyber Nerds.
Revenue GS.
Mr. Blitztech.
Back with Chapter 19, Episode 3 of The Mandalorian Season 3. Something like that. What are you man saying about this episode? If you guys haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hitting the thumbs up and notification bell, and heading over to patreon.com/thecybernerds, where you can watch the full unedited reaction with all our first time raw jumping around, rolling on the floor, and screaming uncontrollably at the starfighting in this episode. But yeah, man, what are you man saying?
I just love this episode so much. Like, we've got I feel like we've got two episodes in one. Like the whole thing with the Mandalorians, beginning and end, super fire. The way you guys just came in with the fire right at the beginning, stupido. And obviously you finish it off even better at the end. Do you know what I'm saying? But one of the things I really love about Star Wars is when we get into the nitty-gritty of the Galactic Empire, all the things that happens that doesn't really, it's not much exposed, but when it is exposed, it's super good, isn't it? Like conversations about, the Empire, how do you feel about the new Galactic, the new Republic? Like stuff like that. For me, I really love and I appreciate when they do it, because when they do it really well, and it really puts you in that situation, in that position, be like, oh, this is what's happened. This is how people feel at the time. This is how we're moving on with times. Maybe some people are, some people aren't. Some people still missed a couple of things from before. Now moving on. Bruv, thank you so much for this episode, because it was truly a blessing to have this episode, man. I really loved it.
What are you saying, Tom?
Yeah, it's a good episode. It came out the beginning. Jeez Louise. I love that they just put a lot of starfighting in this, because like I said, I feel like it was maybe season 1. It wasn't really feeling it, but now 2 episodes back to back, starfighting. Super legit. It just reminds me of Top Gun, which obviously Maverick, one of the best movies of last year. And you man, can we make a movie now then? If you guys need to get what do we call it? What's his name?
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, coming to Star Wars.
Bro, you guys are doing this on The Mandalorian. Bring it to the big screen. Obviously you kicked out the person that needs to be kicked out. But yeah, man, it's very possible. Huh?
They're not all gone yet. We're working on it.
Yeah. So obviously you guys have clearly got the directors and the videography and everything to do it on the TV show. I can't imagine it full screen again. Obviously you guys are doing it for the movies regardless, but a full movie like this, super legit. And yeah, just the part with the scientist and the new Republic part, I liked it. It did feel a bit disjointed though. Obviously because you had the first part, very energetic explosions, real action, then it was very, very slow, but it did eventually get to the point where it's there's still a madness, but I need it to lead to somewhere else, because obviously you got a Mandalorian story and then you got this story. So it's how is that going to join? Is it for this season? Are you guys saying, or it's a bigger overarching story with other shows? What's with that story for me? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think it's super interesting because I really do like where they started. Obviously, you've got the whole getting straight back to what the Mandalorian what the Mandem are doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Bo-Katan and Din are together. They're on ops, and I love the starfighting, not just because it's just starfighting and they just produce the shit out of that. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of the weapons they're using, the speed they're going, I know this terrain better, even though my ship's whack and I can outmaneuver you. And let me get to my ship that's actually a fighter pilot that has the advantage over these interceptors. And even a difference, because as soon as it started and I seen 7 interceptors, I said, someone must say something about the difference between interceptors and just regular stormtroopers in starfighters, bruv. Because there is a huge difference. And the second man's like, wow, these men are better. And secondly, not even they're just better, we've got to I need to get to my ship. My ship has the advantage. I just love that they're putting all of that into it. I think that's super cold. And when I add that to the end of the episode, I'm like, boom. we've got a great episode of The Mandalorian here, almost a short in 15 minutes. But what they wanted to do was also they had to give us a full 45-minute story of what's going on with the new, I'm going to say the new villain that they've set up over there growing in the New Republic, which it was funny because as soon as I was looking at the runtime and I saw 58 minutes, I was like, raw, what's going on here? But now I've watched the episode, it makes perfect sense. They still gave us the 45 minutes of this is the story-based narrative that we need to push the show forward. But at the same time, there's no real Mandalorians involved in it. So we're going to give you 15 minutes of that as well. And we're going to give you one, high octane with it at the beginning, and second, just mythology furthering, good energy. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Just they really showed us with it at the end. So I thought that was cold. The middle part that you're talking about, I definitely do feel like it was slow at points. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like even though they was really trying to like almost fool us into believing that this romance was brewing between two reformed Imperial officers, you know what I'm saying? And there was like, bruv, they had such a good chemistry, fam. And the way it went dark, I feel like I appreciate you, man, taking that much time to set that up, to set that character up, so I can't even fault it, even though it was slow at times. And I'm here like, yo, where's this going? But where we're at in episode 3, I'm like, yo, you man take the wheel. Do you know what I'm saying? You man know what you're doing. And I'm hoping, just like you're saying, that it does lead into and cross over into other Star Wars stuff as well, bro. Because we was talking about clones in Bad Batch. These men are talking about clones here, and we know that we've still got so much other stuff to get involved with in the other shows that are coming. Do you know what I'm saying? So, love the episode.
You know, with that, yeah, I was thinking like, because of that doctor had Grogu in the first season, and obviously they kept mentioning Gideon on this, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, oh, we're setting this up to do. Obviously, they were using Grogu's blood sample for whatever purposes it is. Obviously, they mentioned clones, so I feel like this is them getting rid of the Empire. Obviously, the doctor that was with Gideon, and then like still carrying on with the whole clone stuff, but maybe like just close out on that issue.
Yeah, it's interesting because even with like my biggest question was the motivations of the general, like the general officer who killed the scientist, and it's like there's two thoughts here. One, that she actually is reformed to the New Republic, and is like, this brother is too dangerous to live. And I've got to pretty much put him in a situation to get rid of him. And that's why she told him to go touch the statue. So it would be recorded that, oh, he broke a minor rule. Oh, so there's a path of him breaking major rules. When they go and search his apartment, they're going to find the yellow cookies. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, this guy is a repeat offender, even though she set him up the whole time. So is it one of those ones where she's taking him off the board for that? Or is it one of the ones where she's like, I'm still pushing this Empire thing, and you was an op of the Empire. If you didn't do what you did, Gideon would still be here and everything, so I'm Xing you. So her motivations to me are still very unclear. Right. And I really want to get into that.
And you know with that as well, yeah, it's like I love how, because they do it in Star Wars, especially when Palpatine is involved. He uses your passion and then manipulates it. And I loved how they did it in this episode as well. Just reeled man in. Yeah, try this, try that. Listen, sometimes you got to listen to your heart. Bruv, that is super sick. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I can't not think that Palpatine is behind this thing, because that's something you would do. Do you know what I'm saying? Just use your passion to reel you in and do whatever he wants with you.
I hear that, but I feel like in terms of the Palpatine situation, it's too far up the ranks to be made in direct contact with this chick, bruv. Like, for me, that would be downgrading Palpatine way too much. Even Gideon shouldn't even be talking directly to, like, man, them don't talk directly to Palpatine. Do you know what I'm saying? True. I'm not expecting, like, Gideon to be out and her to be in Gideon's place and then her having direct line, even with the Empire in crisis. So this is why, like, I want to see, like, if it's her on her own, if she's linked up with other people, is it for another reason? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that stuff is very interesting.
I think
these are the questions that they laid out
right
still.
At the beginning, at the Empire, at the Senate, she was there just talking to someone. So, and usually it's the top people that are sitting on those seats, isn't it? So she's definitely got a bigger boss.
I thought that on the round seats, they're just the crowd.
Oh,
that's just the crowd. This isn't a Senate. This is not a Senate. This is not a Senate hearing. This is he's been through the reformation program, and then they make you come out here and do a speech and talk about how you're like. It's almost like it's not like embarrassment, but it's like you have to tell everyone why we should let you in as an ex-Imperial person. This is why they was talking about they're going to put me back in a rehabilitation program if I do this. This is what he was talking about. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not one of them ones where it's not the Senate. Yeah, so it's like that. So I'm really interested to see where they go with that, man. Cold episode still. What else you man got?
Don't trust anyone that likes red cookies. Basically, they said it. It was leading there. But the most interesting thing as well, which I still think is going to be a rift between Din and Bo-Katan, is the conversation about what's that beast in the water?
The Mythosaur.
Bruv. She asked man the question, did you see anything down there? No, I didn't. Anything living? Anything? No. Why? Oh, no reason. Bruv.
Just asking.
Exactly. No way. And that's why I feel like she's now come to the planet. She's definitely going to get a group of people that are going to be on her side.
Civil War.
I know.
The thing is, I don't, like I said, because it's in the history, that's why I don't want the Civil War.
But every history repeats it, so.
It does. But with that, it's like, I feel like we can come to with a different outcome. Do you know what I'm saying? I like it's like, I wouldn't do it, but I like the fact that she investigated the whole Mythosaur situation.
Okay.
Like, I don't, like, for me, it's like, when she brought him out and asked the question, I was like, was Din unconscious? But obviously, he was unconscious because on the stairs, he wakes up. So he didn't see nothing. So her just being like, yo, did you see anything down there? Bro, what if she doesn't even really, you know what I'm saying, believe she's seen it?
I think he was conscious, no? He just said that something just took him down and that's about it. Like he didn't...
Yeah, I think he explained it as a fall. So I think he thinks he fell. I thought the Mythosaur pulled him. Do you know what I'm saying? And then she's gone down and got him up. But he was definitely unconscious because he wakes up on the stairs. So maybe like as she's pulling him up, he's not seeing it. Do you get what I'm saying? And she's seeing it. And bruv, I'm just here for it still. You get me? Like,
I just find that part like very, very interesting. And now that obviously they've gone back and they've, like I said, they've both been bathed, even though hers wasn't really intentional.
No, I mean,
I love that.
I can't.
Listen,
it
wasn't intentional.
It wasn't
to save man.
She went in the water.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But she didn't go there to be bathed.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's my point.
Yeah,
she didn't go there to be bathed, but then she went there to save man. Now that she's come back and the armorer is like, oh, did you get bathed in the water? Oh, well, I went to save man. Have you taken your helmet off since? No, I haven't. She's like, all right, now you're next to Creed. As long as you're here. So if she goes out and then
intentions
does whatever,
birthright.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And this is the thing, and this is what I love about the episode, brother. And it's because no matter what happens, it's almost showing them as equally right.
Right, yeah.
Equally, and that's what I love. Even in terms of so when they had the fight on land, against the creatures that live on Mandalore before, Bo-Katan vanquished them easier than Din did. Then when it came to starfighting, Din came out unscathed and the shield took a couple bucks.
That's what I'm saying. Do
you know what I'm saying? I love...
They know their advantages or whatever, like where they're best suited.
And I love them going back and forth with that. So, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, Din is going there with the intention. But when, like, you see birthright, bloodline, it's one of those things that when she gets in these situations, her blood's probably just boiling. And she doesn't understand why. And this is why I'm with her, because bro, like no matter what you want to do, you're gonna be brought here. You're gonna have to go like no matter whether your intention was to go. And this is why I see it as you're saying like it's not intentional, and it wasn't her intention to go there. But this is why I just go to bloodline and birthright. When it's bloodline and birthright, it doesn't matter what your intention is. It's going to happen. You will be brought there. You will bathe in it, regardless of whether you're like, yo, I'm going in for that or not, bruv. So I love it, bruv. And even the fact that they didn't show her say, this is the way. When the armorer signed her in, also means Bo-Katan hasn't also fully accepted that I'm in like this with you, man.
Yeah.
She knows she's in with herself, but one of the things that I loved that the armorer said, this is why the dialogue was so spicy, when she said, you will be able to live like your ancestors before you. I was talking to Bo-Katan. Now, that is going to be the line. If the Mandalorian did flashbacks, that would be the line that would be flashing back in Bo-Katan's head when the decision is, I need to run this shit. You can live like your ancestors before you. Because, bruv, I think that's the thing that she's been trying to do the whole time and has always been thwarted and always been stopped and never got to that, bruv. Like, I'm actually so to Bo-Katan, it's crazy.
You know what's sick about that?
I can't, man.
I was saying, like, the first 2 episodes, Bo-Katan just sitting on the throne like this. Just there. Just no one around her. end of this episode, she's surrounded by Mandalorians, bro. Like, that's just so sick how they've taken her from there to here. And even like you're saying, like intentions, bloodline, bro, like I was just waiting. Like, it's like she was waiting for this to happen, for this day to come. I'm not going anywhere until this starts to happen.
Love it.
Sick.
Love it. And even that, it's like, and you see that other guy, the big brute, who's always at the cave. See, and it's like, we haven't got deep into his story, and I would like to get deeper into that, because I would like to know if he is bloodline. I would like to know, like, why he believes. I think he believes that he should be.
Oh, he's the right, yeah.
I believe he thinks it's his right, because he's been there looking after them, man, while these man have been. While you've been sitting on your throne on your own, and while you've been being a poor bounty hunter, I've been here with the mandem in the So I understand his role there, but at the same time, he's got to understand, as the leader, there's got to be a level of exploration that you're doing out. Like, no next man can be like, "Yo, Mandalore's safe," and you be there like, "No, I'm supposed to." That you're already null and void, bro. You've been chopped off the thing. Bruv, you're not doing the side quest for the leadership role. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not doing that. So just stand over there, be vexed, be angry, and if you want to get your head chopped off in a couple weeks, that's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Bruv,
no, I hear what you're saying.
That's what it is.
I do want to hear, like you're saying, his contention as well, because it's very weird that he's the first one, like you said, he's the first one to go through.
He's there protecting them.
I don't believe you, Recitator, or who are you, like, Night Owl, whatever. Then when they're coming through the tunnel, he's the first one leading them in.
Because he's the leader, bro.
I know, but it's like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, even then, he was immediately to challenge Din as well.
And, bro,
the blade, I'm like,
Firstly, that is the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? What have you, like, what gone? That is always the way. So I'm never faulting him for that. It's what his role means to him compared to the role that these men are going for. Like, he may think that he's going for the same role as them, but he's not, bruv. Bro, you are a faction leader. You look after these man when they're staying in a cave. That's fine. Us, man, are on a side mission of ruling Mandalore and bringing our people back to a planet. Where it's like the Joel and you see the Last of Us situation. I was like, bruv, the quest that Joel's on for 2 weeks is vastly different than the journey Marlene's on. Because that's how big I think the difference is between what Bo-Katan and Din are doing compared to what this brother in the cave's doing. So even if he is of the blood right, fam, what else are you going to do then? You're going to have to try fight one of these and you're going to lose. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's just not for him. Even if we do get deep into it. But the fact that they've been skirting over his history anyway. Listen, someone kill his dad, someone kill him, and then let his son kick off and come back 20 years on a vengeance thing. That would, bruv.
The whole
Boba Fett.
It's not even. What's the other movie that just came out the other day, man? I will avenge you, mother. I forgive you, father. Like that, the Northman, on some Northman tip, bruv. Do something like that, bruv. That would be the vibe. Get me? That would definitely be the vibe.
To see like where this whole thing, because from day he's been introduced here, he's just got this energy towards Jin. Like, imagine this to just figure out like why you like this,
bruv. I just think he feels entitled because he's been there with them, man. Whenever they showed up, even when Din was in trouble in season 1, the end of season 1, he's the first one that lands with the Mandem, bruv. Like his sense of entitlement is not misplaced, but it's wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, bruv, yeah, you can be one of the generals, one of the warlords, you can look after a section of Mandem, bruv, but this whole leadership thing, bruv, this is why the armorer's not talking to you on a daily, fam. Bruv! It's why the armorer's not chatting to you on a daily.
Like, even like you just said, like, even if like in the past you was like a general or something, like, let's just get something. Like, it doesn't have to be like a whole episode of it. Just let me get into your frame of mind. Like, why are you like this, bruv?
I don't think we need...
Why are you moving like this?
He's not in their league, bruv.
For me, I need it, to be honest.
I don't.
I need it too, bro.
I don't think he's important enough for it. I think all of the information they've given us about him already is enough. And realistically, is he going to be one of the Mandem that's going to rule Mandalore? 100% no. So I don't want to waste time on him, bruv. I'd rather bring in someone like Sabine, who has political ties, has historical... like a track record of doing stuff, and not that she's gonna come and try and reign. I definitely don't think she would, even though in her maybe in a grown-up thought, like her wanting to right her wrongs would make her help. But she already passed on the sword to Bo-Katan back day, so I just would rather her come in because I think she'd have more of an impact on the whole people than this you just skulking around a cave crying every episode, bro. Like long it off, bro. You get me? Go reorganize your son's baptism, bro, because that got messed up, bro. Get me? It's mad. But ladies and gentlemen, the question is, what are you saying about this week's episode of The Mandalorian? Who are you pledging allegiance to in terms of the ruler of Mandalore, fam? Comment section below. Is it someone we've been talking about? Is it someone we've not been talking about? And what do you think of the new villain? What do you think of the episode?
Sorry.
Din for president?
Yeah.
I hear you. But Din for president means there's no more episodes of The Mandalorian. I cannot back it. You get me? You put Bo-Katan on the throne and we can keep it moving. Ladies, what are you man rating the episode?
I'll give it a solid 4. I liked everything with the Mandalorians. Like I said, I don't mind the middle bit. It just felt very different compared to the rest of the episode. So, yeah, that's what gets a 4 from me.
I'm going all the way. Speed Force. I'm giving it a 5. I just love all this stuff about Star Wars. All the intricacies about the Empire, a new what they call the New Republic, the Empire, Old Republic, all of these things and I don't think we've seen what's the name of this place? Coruscant like this, showcase like this. I just love it. The time they just throw us in, and yes, it's very different and a bit weird to just throw this in the Mandalorian. But because the way Mandalorian's been so good, I'm just going to believe that this is gonna tie up to bigger things, isn't it? So yeah, 5 for me this week.
Boy, if this was an episode of Bad Batch, I'd be giving it a 5. If this was I would be, because we dealt with cloning.
Yeah.
If you took out the 45-minute section in the middle and you put the 2 5 or 7.5-minute parts together and you gave me 15-minute episode, I'd also give it a 5. But the connection of both of them together lands me on a 4. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it is fire, but at the same time, it's just a bit too much. Even maybe if we intercutted it and interweaved it into the episode, it might have felt a bit more fluid. The pacing of it might not have been a bit slow. And for that, and for a show that you man are shilling so well, I can't let you man off. So, it's a 4 for me. Give an episode a 4, ladies and gentlemen. Drop in the comment section below and let us know what you think of this episode as well. And we're going to be back next week with more The Mandalorian. I'm J1 for the Cyber Nerds.
Remember your GS.
Sam, Mr. Blitzster.
See you on the next one.
Peace.